I just left Memphis. The feds detained Yo Gotti to question him about his brother Big Jook's whole entire passing and everything. They think that it was something to do with the Young Dolph situation, man. RIP to Young Dolph. First and foremost, if y'all rocking with Young Dolph, put the Dolph emojis in the comment section. Comment, let me know where y'all from, who you rocking with. Let's go. At the end of the day, man, y'all gotta realize that it's Dolph for nothing, man. Yo Gotti's brother, the only reason he got hit up was the fact that Yo Gotti messed around and was trying to actually take Dolph out this whole entire time. The karma from the situation is coming back on them. There's no reason why Dolph, like Yo Gotti, his brother, and everybody, they had millions of dollars. Why are they still hanging around in that same hood? And at the end of the day, man, Yo Gotti and them, they know for a fact that at Angela Simmons' party, the feds came, kicked the door, and all black trucks pulled up, boom, SUVs and everything like that, tinted windows deep. They came in helicopter out of the sewer drains. They snuck in through the back door. They actually walked in and literally kicked the window in. Once they kicked the window in, they jumped in. They seen 42 Doug running for his life. He dropped the chains and everything. At this point, CMG was looking like it was like over with at that point. So they went and captured Yo Gotti. They put a sack over his head and brought him into the actual Tahoe, like Yukons and everything, and they rode out. They went down to Shelby County precinct and everything. Straight drop was right there in the interrogation room. He had just told him how he overheard, like the people called him in and gave him his commissary and everything. They put 10K in his commissary and said that's for Big Jook getting taken out. So they have some information leading to the fact that Yo Gotti was in on some sort of deal or whatever, to like where he had to give up his brother in order for him to still walk. And this is what really is happening, man. At the end of the day, y'all gotta realize that the reason why they didn't get Yo Gotti and that they got his brother is that Yo Gotti paid up so that he could still be around and get another year in Memphis and everything. This is why when he went to the 42 Doug concert, he had to check in. He checked in with T Grizzly and everybody in Detroit, Snap Dogg and all them, and basically they gave Yo Gotti the vest to go up on stage, because Yo Gotti said that he was very scared and fearful. He was worried that something was gonna happen. Y'all remember right after the Young Dolph situation happened, that at Yo Gotti's concert in Mississippi, and somebody came up and like literally blew rounds and out, like they upped the pole and sprayed the whole place down. It was 4 people leaking on the footage and everything like that. Yo Gotti, they had the Samoan security guards had to put Yo Gotti's big head down and literally like run and escort him. They grabbed him by the shoulders and literally saved him from this whole thing, because it was 3 dudes that was trying to jump on stage at the 42 Doug concert. They try to trip Yo Gotti like how they did blacyoungsta at the Glorilla concert. And so, see, the thing is that they're not using the CMG name no more. This was actually considered a 42 Doug concert, so that way people didn't think to come and get back for Dolph. But in all actual reality, they was watching Yo Gotti this whole entire time. They made him check in. If he didn't check in, it would have been a different issue, because you know how a lot of these rappers, when they go to a lot of these cities, because of who they are and where they come from, they go and check in with people, just letting them know that they're there. They might, but Yo Gotti and them, they don't have no family from Memphis out there. You got to remember, Dolph was from Chicago, and Detroit is right there. So the fact that they went out there, Young Dolph brother, he was watching them the whole time. This is why the feds still have Young Dolph brother captured up until this point and everything. And blacyoungsta, he's next, because they just hit up blacyoungsta's brother. Now that they got Yo Gotti's brother and everybody, now moneybaggyo is sitting back thinking that he might have something happen to him. This is why moneybaggyo did not show up to the 42 Doug concert. He smacked Yo Gotti and told him that, well, you bringing heat on me that he don't need. And they all arguing with each other now. The ghost of Young Dolph is laughing at them as we speak. If y'all rocking with Young Dolph and y'all Young Dolph fans, let me know. Put the dolphin emojis in the comment section. Put the diamonds for Duke the Jeweler, and put the rockets for Takeoff, because at the end of the day, man, these are all people who are supposed to be leaders in the community, and you see how Dolph was giving back to a lot of people. Like we just heard from the press conference that they have a lot of information that just came out, going back to the fact that they're going to do the RICO now, and that the feds have everything they need to pull the indictments. It's about 9 CMG members who are being looked at as prominent suspects in this, and the first thing of order of business to do was to detain Yo Gotti and try to get him to flip his stories from what they said last year when Big Jook actually got locked up. And you got to remember, Govan Hernandez is out. Govan Hernandez gave up the info. He dropped the location for Big Jook. If you really think about it, how did Govan, being the mastermind of this whole thing, get out on an ankle monitor? Exactly, because he told the feds that Yo Gotti was the one who gave him the money. Just like how P. Diddy gave the money to Keefe D, Yo Gotti gave the money to Govan Hernandez. Govan Hernandez is the Keefe D of the Young Dolph situation. If y'all ain't figured it out, you just heard it first here on CEO Media. Make sure y'all subscribe. But at the end of the day, if you really sit back and watch this whole thing play out, Govan Hernandez is the secret person that's been telling everybody out, ratting everybody out. He actually made a deal with the feds to get a proffer agreement, so that he gives the story of exactly how the Young Dolph hit happened, who sent the money, when Yo Gotti sent the $40,000 to Big Jook, and then he added his own bread, and they had $100K on Dolph head. You remember that. Once the word got to Mia J decided to put the $500K on the head of whoever did it. And now that Big Jook got taken out, Mia J got to pay up that $500K from the Makita's Cookie Shop donations. You guys remember when the cookie shop, they actually was in cahoots with Yo Gotti and everybody like that. Word on the street is that they seen Raven and 901 Trigger Trey walking at that same place that Big Jook got hit up. They were the first to show up on the scene, and they got the footage of this whole thing. That's why Yo Gotti went and bought the footage for $1 million, so that the people couldn't confirm who's the one that hit up Big Jook. And not only that, but the fact that the Young Dolph footage was bought shows you that somebody was trying to hide a lot of stuff, man. And the fact that we still haven't seen that, it doesn't bring a good situation to this. They're not trying to get the justice if they haven't showed the footage yet. If they show the footage, you will see Big Jook and Yo Gotti driving in that black Bentley. How come they looking for that white Ford Explorer? They looking for that black Bentley. It all comes back to the same person. The fingerprints that they found the mask and the gloves and a strand of hair. When they seen the shoe print, it came back to one of them Balenciaga rubber boots. And the only person that was wearing that was Yo Gotti. And you got to remember, man, they seen the fact that it was somebody that was running away from the scene in black Air Force Ones that got caught on the Skycam footage. And the Skycam footage is literally set up in Memphis to catch things like this happening. How come they all of a sudden said that the Skycam footage was not working and malfunctioning 5 minutes before Big Jook walked out the door and the people pulled up and rolled the window down and blasted him? They yelled out to Big Jook. They asked for the autograph. Big Jook turned around, and that's when the dude hit him with a pump 12 gauge right to the chest and everything like that. One thing you know is that they did whatever they did to Young Dolph. These people that was riding for Dolph, they were waiting for the exact moment to catch him back in Memphis, because they think that they could still go around. When Young Dolph is the king of Memphis, you could not go around the king's land acting like you still are free to do whatever you want to do. They wanted to be the king of Memphis. They couldn't. They tried to copy everything Dolph did. They couldn't. And you see how now they're facing the repercussions of their actions. We don't wish this upon nobody, but we got to get the justice for Young Dolph. At the end of the day, there's a right person and a wrong person in the situation. And for what they did trying to set up Young Dolph, they was wrong for that, man. And if y'all think the same exact thing, I want you to like this video and share it. And let me know about what you think about this, because do you think that Yo Gotti and them deserve what's happening to them? Do you think this is karma, or do you think that this is just pushing the whole violence or whatever more and more? I know that all of this should have stopped, and nobody should be trying to get back and all that. Is understandable for that, but at the same time, a lot of people feel very emotional and willing to go to the furthest extent for King Young Dolph. And at the end of the day, you got to realize that they took away somebody that was the leader in the community who was paying a lot of people's bills. You know how many people Young Dolph was feeding? Are you serious? You know how many electricity bills Dolph was paying, water bills, gas, utilities? He was doing giveaways. Kids wouldn't even get back to school stuff until Young Dolph organized the back to school giveaway thing. He gave a Lamborghini to Grove Hero. He gave $20,000 to the people who was listening to his songs and got fired from their job at Duke University. Dolph brought them up on stage. It was more than rap to Dolph, but to Yo Gotti, it was all about the street stuff and all about who was gonna have the power and the control. Yeah, at the end of the day, he might have tried to have Dolph get taken out the way, but he don't have the power in Memphis like that. He don't have the connections like how Dolph did. He can't make the people move how Dolph made the people move. And at the end of the day, now the people that actually took out his brother, they made the call. They the shot callers now. Yo Gotti, he got ran out of town. He's not allowed back in Memphis due to the fact you see what's going on to his crew, his camp. Everybody from his camp is getting hit up left and right. So what does that tell you? That means it's a warning message to Yo Gotti to not come back in Memphis. Plus, why would he want to come back anyways? He moved to Bali. Him and Angela Simmons, they're out vacationing. They were on the jet skis and everything like that. But at the end of the day, don't be surprised if somebody ends up getting to Yo Gotti right to his compound or finding him, or people might run up on him. And it's all due to the fact that he started a beef over some baby mama drama, and it continued into multiple people, multiple bodies and everything. And this is just completely like reprehensible. Like, this should have never happened at all. You know, people need to learn from this and realize that the street life, it ain't for you. It ain't worth it. You don't want to either lose a brother, lose yourself, or do 150 years behind bars. Like, what's the point of doing that? In life, when you are brought into this world, you are not supposed to go to jail, and you're not supposed to be involved in trying to be the person who brings the demise and the downfall of another person, especially when that person is helping the community. They're helping the less fortunate. Young Dolph was doing as much as he could to actually give back. He didn't want to flex on them. He didn't want to blow. He didn't want to showboat his money and all of that stuff and ride around in the Rolls Royces and everything. Yeah, of course he did that, but that's after he gave back. He made sure that people had something so that when he went around with his things, he didn't feel as bad. He didn't feel like he was actually like trying to show off to them. Because when you do that, that's when they'll come back and get you. For if you have it all and they got nothing, they will come and get it, take it from you and all that. Young Dolph understood that. This is why the community was behind him, and this is why he actually didn't want to have nothing to do with Yo Gotti, because he understood the message and what it really was. He knows that Yo Gotti, he was operating off of greed, jealousy, envy, all of the above. And at the end of the day, Young Dolph, he stood his ground for something. He had goals, motives. Like, his whole thing behind his morals in life was way bigger than what it was from the people that took him out. And so at the end of the day, this is why the people in Dolph land, the people from the King of Memphis's people, they know for a fact that Dolph, like, his whole legacy, the justice is going to be there and is going to continue. This is why we said do the Dolph Museum, do the Dolphin Aquarium, and they did that. And so you see what's going on is that a lot of people are showing the support, and now you really see who's behind Yo Gotti still and who's actually riding for Dolph. You understand now. And at the end of the day, man, they just released the whole press conference saying that they got Yo Gotti detained and everything, and there's going to be a lot more breaking news information that comes out. So you got to stay tuned, stay subscribed.